Hey everybody, it's Jasmine and I am back with a SHOPMISSA roundup review. You guys know that I like bringing you guys this type of video at least once a month. At least I try to. I try to be really diligent about it because they are releasing new products every week, so I like to give myself enough time to test out the products before I give you guys my full in-depth review. Now in this roundup, we're going to be talking about some new makeup wipes, we're going to be talking about some sanitizing wipes, loose eyeshadows, new sponges, lip balms, as well as some brush cleaning bars. Now I'm gonna go ahead. I just want one video where people just don't bother me. I have not gotten a text all day, and the time I decided to sit down and film, someone wants to text me. Oh my god. First world problems aside, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm not gonna go in any particular order. I'm actually just gonna start with what's in front of me right now, which are their pure sanitizing wipes. Now, I bought two scents, so I bought the lemon scent and then I also got the mint scent. I have used both of these. Both of these are now halfway through and I've been using them frequently because you guys know I am a makeup artist. So I like to bring something like this on me on the go because you never know what surface you might be working on and you never know when you're just gonna need to clean down your makeup as well. So I've been using these. I've been keeping this one at home and then this one in my kit. I find the scent to not be super loud. It's actually a very soft and subdued scent. So if you are sensitive to fragrances, you don't need to worry. It's not going to be a big deal, but if I'm comparing these to like Clorox wipes, these are not anything as harsh as those. I feel like those are just like going to be your top tier sanitizing wipe, but I do believe it has like bleach and other harsh chemicals in there. So if you are just simply just wanting to wipe down a surface and don't want to really deal with all those harsh chemicals, then this is a pretty good alternative. I mean, you do get 15 in here, so it's not a whole bunch. Perfect for travel, perfect to just keep in your car for those on the go. You never know when to clean something purposes. So these are great. I really recommend them. The wipes itself are very similar to their makeup wipes, so they are going to be pretty stretchy and it's not going to rip that easily. Now, speaking of their makeup wipes, I did buy two of their makeup wipes. I have the watermelon one here, and then I also have the mango one here. Now, both of these also do have 15 count in them. Now, if you guys did watch one of my SHOPMISSA roundup reviews, I believe back in August, I did do like a whole skincare from SHOPMISSA video and I talked about their original makeup wipes and I did not like those. Those were so dry. They really did not do a good job at removing my makeup. Now these ones, I feel like they work just a little bit better. Now I feel like, yes, it still has a little bit of improvement to go on with, but I just feel like in the grand scheme of things, if you are comparing this with the old makeup wipes, you do see a difference. These ones do work a little bit better and I do like the scent on these. These are not overbearing, they're not too harsh, and it's kind of similar to the sanitizing wipes. These also claim to balance your pH and they are alcohol free, so you don't really have to worry. If you are somebody who just doesn't wear a whole bunch of makeup, maybe even less than what I'm wearing now, you might really like these. You might like them because they're very lightweight. My issue with these is that they are not moist enough. Like they are not wet to the point where it could just really soak through my makeup and then cleanse it off. But if you are just a low maintenance person, you just need a quick $1 makeup wipe, this isn't that bad for $1. I've definitely had worse. I've definitely tried worse. And these ones are not that bad. I think if I'd have to rate it out of 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7, because it just doesn't do what I expect a makeup wipe to do. It's not like Neutrogena makeup wipe vibes. You know what I mean? On my channel, you guys know I tell you guys how crusty I am. This season is just the season of crust right now, and what better way to uncrust than with some chapstick. Now, they actually launched a couple of other flavors in their chapstick line. I just so happened to get two. The ones that I personally purchased are mint and strawberry. These ones do not have any color. They are clear, in case you guys are wondering. They have a total of 7 flavors. Now they have honey, rose, strawberry, coconut, lavender, mango, and mint. I just thought a lot of those flavors were not that appealing to me. In particular, honey, rose, coconut, and lavender. I was like a little sus on those, so I just stuck with the two that I thought that I would actually use. Now, I actually used a lot of mint because I really wanted to see how deep this can hydrate my lips. Now, I am very picky with my chapsticks, and I have a whole video dedicated to my favorite lip balms, chapsticks, lip masks, whatever you want to call them. I just have it all in that video. Now, if I were to compare this kind of formula, I would want to compare it to Burt's Bees chapstick. This is very similar to that in a way where you do feel hydrated instantly, but it's not going to penetrate deep down. You don't feel a deep hydration, therefore the hydration does not last on your lips that long. It's great because it gives you that instant moisture when you need it, and I feel like in a pinch and for $1 it will work, but it's definitely not my favorite. It's not something that I'm going to 100% recommend to you guys. Like if you just need a lip balm, go ahead, go get it. It's only $1. Again, I have the mint and strawberry one, and the mint one instantly feels cooling, like we all know and love. And then the strawberry one, she's fruity. She doesn't have like a weird plasticky taste, because I know for a lot of lip products, if it has a fruity taste, then it also has some type of plasticky taste to it as well. That's not the case with this. So I can testify that these ones are great if it does get into your mouth. 2 new sponges were launched. Now, SHOPMISSA put in a new color to their AOA Wonder Blender line. Now, they have 3 different shapes in the nude shade here. They have the teardrop, they have like this little egg shape, and then they also have like this little gourd shape. I just stuck to the normal teardrop, and I want to compare this texture similarly to their black one, and that black one isn't my personal favorite because I like something just a little bit more soft. But this worked. I felt like it did soak up a little bit more of my foundation than I would have liked, but in some instances, if my foundation is too cakey or if I look too cakey, then this is great to just make sure that my face just looks as natural as possible. So in a rating system, I would probably give this a 5 out of 10. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it does work because I just don't like my sponges to be this firm. Now, they also launched a new shade of their Mochi blender. Now, their Mochi blender is one of my favorite types of blenders on their website. My #1 favorite is still the Paw Paw Wonder Blender. The Mochi comes in at a very close second, almost tying. Now, my favorite aspect about this is that it really does expand, and once it expands, it actually gets a lot softer, which I feel like the nude blender really doesn't do. So I find myself gravitating more towards this, especially because it just bounces on the skin beautifully. It doesn't hurt, and I also like the cut of it. It just fits right under the eyes, and even if you don't wet it, if you just use this dry, it's great when you're baking your powder as well. So this is kind of like a multi-use sponge, and also because it is their Mochi sponge, a part of its proceeds does get donated to help children with their education because it is part of their A+ program. If you guys are curious as to what I use to clean my brushes and sponges, I alternate between 3 different things, one of them being the Juno & Co. brush soap, the Dr. Bronner's Castile soap, and the SHOPMISSA Argan brush soaps. Now here they are. I have their 2 new fragrances. Now they have strawberry, and then they also have mango. I didn't dive into mango just yet, but I'm almost done with strawberry. So normally with these brush soaps, I actually like to go through 1 at a time. So you can see I definitely hit pan, and I was really utilizing it. Now the difference between these 2 is the texture difference. Now the strawberry one has a nice smooth texture, and then the mango one has more of a gritty texture. This has the plastic seal on it, but if I go really up close, you could definitely see those granulars of soap that is on here. The fragrances on both of these are pretty light. You don't really smell it as a residue in your brushes or your sponges, which is great. So you kind of just get like a fun added scent when you're washing the brushes itself. Now, I have to be honest, and I'd have to say that I like the soaps that are in the little granulars, because I just feel like it also acts as a scrub whenever you are cleaning your brushes and sponges, thus getting a deeper clean. And I also feel like because it gets a deeper clean, you don't have to go back in and do a double rinse, because I feel like when I am using like the strawberry one, I feel like because it is a smoother soap and it doesn't have those granulars, I just feel like my brushes and sponges don't get as deep of a clean. Now, I do have a video where I do demo the brush washing portion, so I will link that up above in this video so you guys could see what it does like compared to each other in an in-depth review. But just all in all, I highly recommend these ones. So this one is going to be the ones with the blue bottoms here. This is also part of their Paw Pod charity collection, so 55 cents does get donated to help animals in shelters as well. I'm going to be dedicating the last portion of this review towards the loose pigments. Now, I tried out all 9 eyeshadows, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the arm swatches as well as the eye swatches, just so you guys can get a better understanding of these products. Now, I don't really like using loose pigments because I just genuinely feel like they're messy, they get all over the place, but when I visited Sydney, she actually got me a little hooked on loose pigments because she had the entire ColourPop Zodiac collection and she made me try a couple, and I actually really ended up loving it. Now, when I was using these on camera, I was not using them on a wet brush. Now, the only difference between you using these dry and wet is that when you're using it wet, it's a little bit easier to apply, almost like a liquid eyeshadow. Personally, I do not like the feeling of a wet brush on my eyelid. That's the whole reason why I didn't even use loose pigments in the first place. For some of these shades, I did use them for my cheeks as highlights, but as far as a highlight was concerned, it was a little too glittery and chunky for my liking. So if you do want to use these for the face, I do recommend at least, you know, warming it up with your hands and applying it with your finger if that is what you are thinking of doing. For all of the shades, I can confidently say that they have a pretty consistent formula. I feel like these are not too finely milled, so you don't have to worry about it being airborne or anything like that. These do pick up on a brush pretty well, and I've been using flat brushes to apply these for all of the days where I did test this out. So it does stick on the brush and it does go on the eyes. Now, I felt like the only shade that I had troubles with a brush was the dark blue shade, and that one was the color Cloak. I felt like initially it did not want to stick on my eyes from the brush, but after I wet the brush, I did not have any issues. So I can confidently say that 8 of the 9 shades performed pretty much the same on the eyes, which is great. Now, I do want to say that compared to the ColourPop loose pigments, I think that the ColourPop ones are a little bit more finely milled, so they're able to almost glide on the eyes just a little bit better. But then again, the ColourPop loose pigments range around $5 to $7, and these ones are only $1. You get the same amount of product in here as the ColourPop ones. It isn't as great as quality as ColourPop, but then again, you are saving yourself a couple of bucks as well. I do wish that there were more colors in this line because I do like the array, but also I wish there were some more brighter shades. I wish there were some more unique shades. I mean, some of these are really unique, but then again, I feel like these are really safe shades as well. So I do want to see a color expansion in the future. I think that this is a great line. And if you are just really not feeling, you know, the whole loose pigment thing, and you're just like, you know what, I'd rather have this in like an eyeshadow, then you can actually just press it yourself. Like, just go ahead, dump this into an empty eyeshadow pan and press it. There are tutorials on how to do that. So if you're just really adamant about just having a pressed shadow, you have the ability to do that. So I think that's really great. Now, I definitely think that my favorite shade out of this bunch is this one right here. This is a duochrome, and this is the shade Spell. Now, I love shades like this. I have so many shades in my collection that are this shade, and every single one of them I'm like, oh, Yes, the best. So this is a brown to blue flip shade, and it just makes the eyes look so grungy and dark, but in some lightings, it just looks so nice and bright and blue. And it's just one of those shades where you just get so many compliments and you just feel really, really pretty in it. So if you are thinking about, man, I missed MAC's Boom Boom Room eyeshadow, this is the same color. If you're like, ooh, I really like the Manny MUA and Morphe collaboration and I want that duochrome only, this is that shade. It's not a unique shade, it's not a unique duochrome, but listen, this isn't limited edition. All those two were, so it's great that they have it in, you know, just a single here for you. And aside from everything that I mentioned here, they also included some new canvas bags, so some new makeup bags for their reused collection, and 33 cents of that collection will get donated to help the environment, which I think is really important. I just felt like I had too many bags in my collection, so I just simply didn't buy it, and that's on that. As far as the new primer that they launched, I haven't gotten it in the mail yet, but you will start seeing it in more roundup reviews like this. If not, I might have a new full face of SHOPMISSA and I'll talk about it there. Other than that, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found it very, very helpful. And if you have any questions, then please let me know. As always, I am a SHOPMISSA affiliate, so I do have an affiliate link in my description box, and if you do use it, I do get a small commission. It's always encouraged, it's never forced, as always. But if you do use it, thank you guys so much. It really does help me out. And other than that, I have nothing else. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye! Peace out, Girl Scouts.